don't do this. You would never know. You're live. You're live. So now you know.
So
It's just,
YouTube.
it's just your voice. YouTube, go.
And that's okay, and that's fine. I need to use my voice. We all do. We all need to use our voices. If that's the only thing that we have,
Well,
we need to use them.
you know what I got? This is what I know. I have Smarties,
Candy?
Smarties snacks,
Yes.
sweet and salty. And if I had that every day, oh my god. So today's program is brought to you by Smarties Snacks. Because they're super fabulous. Smartie Snacks!
Here's to good neighbors.
Here's to good neighbors. Thank you, neighbor, for bringing this. And these other things. That's amazing. Because right now, I swear, everything that we've talked about leads up to this. What is it? It's the same thing we talk about.
Well,
It's about community. I think it is. Fix community, and then everything else gets better from there. Because it's like the root.
community, relationships.
Relationships. Forging the don't set fire to fucking relationships you forged for so long. Why would you do that? People don't change that much.
Well,
But sometimes they do.
we seem to express ourselves to those that we're actually closest to. So if that's happening, that means that these people who are expressing themselves I don't know why we do that. Maybe there's a psychologist, or maybe if you have knowledge about psychology, why it is that we take out our worst on those that we love or that we're closest to.
Why do we
But
do
that
it?
would mean, that would mean that those that are taking stuff out on you are actually very isolated themselves and stressed out and having a hard time. And we don't necessarily recognize our neighbors, maybe, or our landlords, or even our closest relatives, or moms, sisters, brothers, whatever, kids, um, as our closest. And when people are behaving that way, what they need is that community. They need a relationship, and maybe they need somebody to talk to. Maybe there's something else going on. Maybe they need help. And it's so very hard to ask for help.
Well, sometimes it's hard to ask for help when you think that you're the one that never needed help ever. You know, it's like you've taken on that role where it's like nothing phases you. You know, you're the champion. You're the and your little brother or your little sister or whoever it is always going to be the perfect one in the family. Mom's little favorite or something, whatever it is, or dad's little favorite, right? Usually goes one of those two ways. And it's like a continuous blame for something that you've never done. It's only a story that they've concocted in their own fucking imaginations, which just goes to show you how much they don't know. So the fact that they say they know is it's like saying I don't. Like the more you know that you don't know, there's more that you don't know, right? Come on, you can't even give me that. You're a shithead now.
But you can feel it, right? You can feel it where it's coming from, whether it's heart-centered or somebody's caring about you, and that's why they're being like they
Yeah,
really care about you enough to say
but
something. A person can genuinely tell where that intention is coming from if somebody's not is being unkind or rude or completely self-absorbed. And it's coming out that way. It's being projected that way. Or they're expressing themselves that
well,
way.
here's a question I have, like on my end, anyways. Like, I'm not the only one. I'm not saying that. You've got your own things too, but hasn't anybody taken me up on my offer? Let's say, like I told one guy, I had the money too at the time. I said, I'll give you $50 an hour just to talk to me for an hour or two. So you get $100, 50, right? Hey, that's fair.
I remember that.
He never took me up on it. Why? Well, why doesn't anybody take me up on this level of honesty? Okay, so you think you're the most you think you're the most honest person. Okay, let's talk about it. What does it mean? How do you let's see where we're all at here. Let's see where all the truths line up. Now, why are you really upset? Well, now we've gotten to the root, and now you don't like it because it makes you look a certain way, you think. But you made yourself look that way, not me. Because I'm just like, fuck, let's just forget about it. But you can't. Why? Well, maybe it's because you keep on talking about it. Fair. But I made a decision one time. I said, I'm only going to talk to people online. I wasn't going to talk to anybody ever again in person. Or like on a phone call where it's just me and them. You know? Because it was like, now they're all ganging up. And they don't really notice it. It's sad. But it's not just me.
Things that happen behind closed doors and conversations behind closed doors are not honest. They're not honest conversations. And there's a difference between having a sacred space type of relationship conversation. I mean, and one knows when to honor that. But the fact is, you're so frustrated that you made a commitment yourself that you weren't even going to go there. That says a lot. You weren't even going to go there. You were going to talk to anybody in private. It's just because it was safer, for goodness sake, because it's safer this way. You feel safer this way. That says a lot about the way that people are treating you. That says a whole lot. And if there's not some kind of understanding, and there has to be an understanding as to why you are who you are, and if people want to treat you like you're crazy, will people please listen to what you're saying? And I hope people are listening to what you're saying, Tommy.
It's high.
Deserve to be treated this way.
Oh no, you don't. No one does. No one does. But this happens all the time. So now you've labeled someone in your family, whatever. Okay, and maybe they do to a certain degree need medication. I'm not gonna get in a fucking debate with you on this. You know, like most people I'm talking to, you know this, right? But it's like, fuck. The level of ignorance, but with the also the level of assurity that they know.
The confidence to basically diagnose somebody else.
Yeah.
The confidence as if they have the medical expertise to judge someone to the point to where they don't understand that they could be harming because they're going to call the police and the police are going to make assumptions because of a judgment said or a thought or because what they thought was caring concern is going to put somebody in a really bad situation.
Yep.
And that really bad situation could cost them their life, not understanding.
It's super important that I maintain a level of like I'm consistent. And I'm not saying anything that doesn't exist, you know. It's like, but I need people to know that's a fucking shitty place to be. It's like you're under your own little quarantine. I'm not saying that it's that bad because I don't feel that way. I go through it. I fucking make my way right through it because why not? They can't do anything more to me. They've done everything they could. They did, literally, to silence me. But it's
I don't understand why there's such a desire to make people be quiet. What is the desire that people don't want to hear? What is that resistance that people don't want to hear? your opinion or how you feel or what it is that you have to say.
Well, I think
That
maybe people think that things will fall into anarchy of some kind, where it, like the 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 lawless are gonna kind of come up. Well, no.
yeah, oh yeah, no,
You know,
I've read a lot of people's posts from Christian communities and whatnot
yeah.
that they believe these are the end times, and
Yeah.
and and I don't and it's strange. Well, it's strange to me because I think that that mentality is actually brings it about. That if a person believed that it's the end times, and you're, well, yeah, that's why people are buying toilet paper. So I was just
That's right.
treating each other like crap is not because these are the end times. It's because we have put so much power into this story for so long. Um, I'm fairly certain there's a lot of people that have lost a grip on reality, and that same judgment it is sometimes towards me, obviously towards you, but can we collectively gain some perspective, some reality? Is it possible to gain some reality to where we can comfort each other and say, no, you're okay, we're okay. This isn't the end times. You're breathing, I'm breathing,
Yeah.
we're
Well,
here.
here what we gotta do is we gotta get to the fucking middle. Like, here's the deal. Most people, let's say in my life, in my existence, because of whatever, they think that they're better than and or worth more, or whatever. Okay, for whatever reason. But this isn't true. We gotta realize that we're all really equal, regardless of what we put into society, what we put into a relationship. We're all equal, right?
Mm,
You know, and that's not the case.
that seems logical, yeah, but it's not the case, and people don't feel
So,
that way. I
so
mean, we can say that are we equals, but I know for a fact, Tommy, that is not how people act. That is not how people behave. And every single day, and most of my personal relationships, and from what I see in other people, we're constantly putting people on from social classes
yeah.
to organizing and structuring in a way where it's power over models and
Well,
power over who makes more
I
money,
could tell you.
keeping up with the Joneses, who's got driving the better car,
Yep.
and if you have more money, you're better than somebody else. And unfortunately, that's based on economics, not on character
The,
or spirit or who's a person like integrity and and yet and no, I'm not and no and it's also not true. There's amazing beautiful people out every day, just like you and me, just like our moms, our kids,
yeah, but
every day,
they're
and we
being
have to learn to
brainwashed by
acknowledge.
they're being brainwashed by the very people that are up on the pulpit. 'Cause, like, they're not preaching what Jesus, like, let's say in the evangelical, sphere, right? They're not preaching what Jesus was actually teaching. Jesus was teaching that, you know what, churches shouldn't actually be making money. And he fucking came in there and he started turning tables over. You know? This fucker was mad. You know? But guess what? Evangelicals, they're in the White House. They're in the fucking White House. Right? So, what kind of face do you want on what Jesus was trying to teach you? Because what Jesus was trying to teach you is look at your spirit. Look at inside. Look within. Know that you have the capacity, but know also that you don't know. Because you're using your brain too much, right? I'm talking to the radio. It's funny that I do that, eh?
What's that?
I'm talking to the fucking radio. I was talking to the radio there, but I was talking to you.
It's what do you mean you're talking to the radio? It's
Well,
funny that you do what?
well, there's the camera. That's really you. But where are you, right? So, it doesn't really matter where we look when it comes down to it. But this is this is very powerful. If you know where that fucking camera is all the times, that's very powerful. I think it is.
I just recently found it.
But like these evangelicals, okay? So we're on this track. I wanna talk about this. This is important because before I was married, and I probably should keep it down slightly, so I'll keep it down. 10:53.
Say hi. That's mommy. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, where are you?
That'd be
Hold
yes.
on. I gotta pull down the
I'm
screen.
in the dog, so it might be hard to see me.
Oh, well, I don't know what I'm doing here. Here it is. Yeah, it's dark. It's still dark. I can't see you. I only had the video, the sound going. So how you doing, bud?
Would you flip on that light switch? I don't think he gets me anyway.
No, I only got the camera on me right now. Hey, man.
Wow.
Oh, you're all pixelated, but yeah, I can see you. How's it going?
Wait, pixelated?
Pixelated, like,
No, I don't want to be pixelated.
like,
You want to be pixelated?
looking good, bud.
You gonna flip it? You flip
Turtles. Turtles. Bites. Bitches. Right here. Are you still there?
It? Turtles. Oh, like the caramely cashewy,
Yeah.
gooey, chocolatey,
Yeah.
gooey.
Yeah. I'd share them. This is all yours. Good night, man. This is all yours, but you're not here.
Gooiness.
I'm pulling these out. I'm doing it. So yeah, I'm a little on the I'm still on the high side, eh? That was really powerful. Thank you to neighbors.
It is.
I consider myself a strong man. Yeah. Seriously, I'm having a real hard time just pulling this apart. Oh yeah. If I was cornered, right?
What was that one thing called? You were eating something with like
This is
jelly. It was like, you said it was like a jelly, and then it was covered in chocolate. What were those things called? I didn't know if it was like a Canadian thing or what. But
jelly covered in.
it was like a
Oh, Big Turk. The Big Turk.
big turd.
Big Turk. Yeah. It's Big Turk. You don't know what a fucking Big Turk
And
is?
it's like
Man, you're
a
stupid.
candy bar.
Are you stupid?
Like it's in the.
What's that?
It's in the. It's like in the shape of a candy bar. It's like a big jelly thing, and then it's the shape of a candy bar covered in chocolate.
Yeah, that's the Big Turk.
Or is it little pieces?
It's only in Canada.
Really?
Oh, I think it's in 2 pieces. Yeah, 2 pieces.
Do you guys have? Can you guys get Idaho Spud up there?
Idaho Spy? No.
Spud. Have you the Idaho Spud? It's like
No.
it's like a chocolate
No.
bar.
We don't
Idaho
get
Spud.
any of that. Well, you don't have a coffee crisp, do you? You have a coffee crisp?
Well, coffee crisp, like the breakfast thing, like you eat, yeah, we have coffee crisp, or is
Chocolate.
it manufactured?
Chocolate on the outside. And you got wafers with in between a coffee kind of little spread. Another wafer, coffee, wafer, chocolate all around. Best chocolate bar on the planet.
How is that we're only 8.5, 9 hours apart, yet culturally, like the goods that we can buy, manufactured
Because of fucking
things
borders.
that we can buy,
Borders.
so
It's all has to do with borders. If we had no
we're
borders,
only
we would
8.5 hours apart.
we would have none of these issues if our borders were open. It's incredible what we would do. It opens up opportunities, especially for the people that are cut off on borders. Like here, well, you're cutting off the whole South, right? When other people can go, all around. If you open up those borders, holy cow, everybody wins. Everybody. That's a fact. Everybody's worried about security and shit like that. You're worried about the wrong things, my friend. When anybody who comes into your town, it should be this way, and it's not, but it will be, because it has to be. But anybody who comes into your town, who's a shithead, tell him to leave. Okay, so if it's me, wow, I guess I did something really wrong. That's something, it's interesting, concept. I'll go. That's the way you feel about it. Which inevitably,
I can
that's
see, it's a crazy thought, and I think that people would see that is a crazy thought. Like, can I just say, how would we go about disassembling our standing governments? How would we go about disassembling that and governing ourselves?
I think it's
How would
simple.
we go about, let's say, if there was a murder, who investigates those cases?
Yeah.
If the crimes, fires, our infrastructure that we have established, the technologies that we have, how do we integrate, and are these conversations that we can have without people calling you crazy? Can we actually talk about these things and in a way where we can be more open-minded and say, okay, what are we going to do? And let's take a look at our governments. And, we hold so strong to our values, the things that we've been taught, our Constitution, our amendments, our laws. Constantly, we build laws upon laws upon laws upon laws, drawing upon old court cases to establish reasons for justification of whatever majority vote. We've tried all these different systems, and here we are in America with we're relatively new, as a country compared to so many others.
But you act as if you've been doing it a long time. You're just like little kids, right? When it comes to doing the country thing, anyways. There's so many bad. There's so many things that can influence you and then take all of your freedoms away. So many, and they're all around the world. So you know who they are. If you know who they are, that's half the battle. And it's really quite clear, we could have a whole fucking episode just about who, and then talk about them. Seriously, because it's as easy as that.
Yes.
Because it's really not that big of a group, right? Because they're families, but we're not talking about killing
but
it.
at this point, here's the thing, though. I think is amazing is that at this point, it is no longer conspiracy theory. We've got governments in Italy. We've got governments in Canada. We've got governments in the U.S. People within, that are really working very hard within the systems that are at hand, trying very hard to raise this awareness, and it is being talked about. Our rights for wearing these masks. This is being talked about. It's a huge discussion.
Yeah.
People's way that we treat each other, with racism, with social class, with all these things, they're being discussed. This awareness is happening. It
absolutely is.
As we speak, and it's quite beautiful to be alive. And I think there's so much negativity, but I do think how do we engage those without can we engage? Can we engage in that without judging somebody else? Like people judging you and or me for having an opinion about vaccines, or
kind of going against the majority. But here's the thing, and it's a simple fact. There are those that are smarter than others, and in certain situations they're given the task to know certain things about everything, right? It's like, but people stop learning.
Why are we as the public? Why, as the public, though? Why are we as the public not being shared with that information?
Because the government wants you stupid. Everybody wants you stupid. Anybody who owns a business wants you stupid. They don't want you thinking for yourself. They want you down on your luck, just barely making it, because that means you gotta come back. Otherwise, you're not gonna make your way home.
Do you truly believe that people are that mean-spirited deep down, collectively?
Well, I think it's I think they're aware of it.
Yeah,
I think some people. I think some people are fucking aware of it, but it's like, oh, this is the way it's been done. This is the way my father did it. This is the way we did it. This is the way we've always done it here, and
This is the way I've
that's
always done it.
that's how it's gonna be. It's just how it's gonna be, right? Fuck, it's insanity. You're living in a backwards world. It's like this is the most redneck place. I'm surprised that we can. There are any black people here. There's a few. Tony's one. I know Tony.
Light outside of the window.
That's about it.
I
So,
saw,
like,
a
so the
flickering light on the window. Hopefully it's not like anything like.
I think it's the flicker lights. I think it's just the.
what do you got
solar
there, man?
lights. We have these solar lights, and one of them's flickering, and the one's just flickering. Didn't
I bet you this is bedtime. I'm getting in the middle of bedtime.
quite get charged. I think.
I'm getting in the middle of bedtime.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You gotta tuck these guys in or something?
I don't. I don't really like.
He's just trying to make a sentence.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't really want to be in my room.
Oh, here. I can take care of that right now. Bam!
Easy.
Just like that.
Done.
Easy.
Done. That was the easiest I've ever seen.
Wait, we're almost like flickering once again.
I'll figure it out. You used your words. That's really good.
The last time I saw those flickering lights. was
Who is
Where's the
this?
flickering lights?
Who is this Melanie Escamilla and her kid? Who is this?
Who is this Melanie?
Who is she?
Who is she always listening to?
She must
Who
be
is she
duped.
always listening to on Facebook?
She's duped. Again, another dupe. Okay. Oh, bad footing.
Oh,
Don't
you know
build
what?
your
There
house
might
on
be-
the
people are
sandy
doing-
land. Don't
People are
build too
doing
near the
fireworks.
shore.
It might be fireworks. I heard some fireworks earlier.
I can't believe I smoke pipe now. I smoke a pipe. I'm Gandalf.
It's
I like
it's
it.
like
It's a new look for me.
it's movable. It's posable. Where there's a like the center point. You can shape it.
Yeah, something.
No, it wasn't like colorful. It was just all. It was like white.
Okay, besos. Besos. Beso mama.
That's all I got. That's all I got left. But I did a trade, eh?
What did you trade?
See, this is where I think everything's going, eh? Trade.
Absolutely.
I figured
So
out that the
I made a
lowest
trade.
one-
I made a really good trade. I'll tell you about it as soon as whenever. You just remind me and I'll tell you. It's a very good trade. Everybody wins.
I'm ready.
Oh, are you ready? So
Yeah.
that piano that I had, I traded today for whatever she thinks the equivalent it would be, like kind of cash value, for weed. So that's what I needed, and so I'll be good for like everything, food, everything from on my end, and then. Like,
Is it the piano that you had in your piano?
Yeah, yeah. So I gave it to her
Heavy-
because I wasn't playing it, and it was kind of getting in the way. And then, like, there's two of us in here right now. You know, my brother, Gordon.
Your brother.
Yes, my brother.
It's so nice to have family around, isn't it?
It is
Like
nice.
especially when you've been by yourself for ever
It's
in a
like,
day, and then
well,
some.
at least someone who like he claims to know me. Any of you all? Nah? All right, fine, you fuckers. No, I love you. Everybody lives so far away too, eh? Like my sister, she lives like she lives so it's a 4.5 hour drive plus a 2 hour ferry. So that's a long fucking haul, right? For any of us anymore. It's like shit, we don't want to do that. I'm not that interested in seeing you. I know all your tricks, right? So it's like, no, I don't want to do that game anymore, cause I don't want to play chess anymore with you. You always win. What? Ah, you shoot. I'm not that good. I'll dumb it down. No, I'd never dumb it down. That's the problem. I'm a fucking dick.
Yes.
I'm a dick.
Maybe a little bit.
I am.
And you know that about yourself.
Yeah, it's just
And,
a part. It's just a part I play, right? It's only a part. And we've been playing
And
parts
it's a
for
part of it's
fucking...
all of us. We
Yeah.
all are.
Oh, and it's rich in my family. Holy fuck, is it rich? But, like, okay, you gonna see it now? When are you gonna see it? Oh, man, it's taking you a long time. Why did it take you so long? Why did it take you
You
so
know,
long?
sometimes we feel obligated to maintain certain relationships.
Or it's easy to buy into...
out of loyalty ties that are really are unhealthy. They're really not supportive and
Yeah.
not good for us. And you know, we do have love of ourselves, but we also have to have enough self-respect to walk away from relationships that emotionally aren't fulfilling and aren't supportive. It's tough. It's really, really tough.
Yeah, you gotta give people space and all that kind of stuff, too, you know? It's like, man, they just... Everybody's trying to... At the end of the fucking day, we're all making it through. And we're trying just as well as anybody else. But some people are focused on certain things. And sometimes, you know what? On a collective level, if you know, because we've all talked about it before. On a collective level, we all know what's right. Well, it's not right that, let's say, just one issue, right? It's not right that homeless people get beat in the park regularly by the RCMP, by very violent people. It's no you can't turn a blind eye to the fact that, you know, women are going missing or raped or whatever it is. It's bad and it runs so deep. And it's the government, right? It's the federal government, you know, it's around the world though, right? So you're not just pointing it out to, you know, you're the only country. It's every country. So at the top of
every family, every family.
Yeah. So the macrocosm and the microcosm, that is a thing. So whatever happens in one happens in the other. So it's like it's always trying to counter, right? But then it's just there's a tipping point where it just doesn't make any more sense to do the.
So how do we make sense of it? How do you step out of that?
Well, the thing, see, people don't know who they are first. So you can't convince anybody. You can't say anything. There's nothing you can say at this point because it's deaf ears. That's
because you're coming from this perspective where you have been speaking. And people are behaving and acting like they don't care. They're treating you like
for the most
you're
part.
Insane.
Some people do care, right? But I'm not. Usually, they know I'm not talking about them. They know that because they're smart enough to dissect it, right? Like you, and you know a number of people that think that you know that I'm not talking about them because I know the people you know now. That's true, isn't it?
Right.
That's true, right?
Very true.
So
yes.
You know them to be honest people. So that's true, right? No reason to lie, never lied. Why? Why do it? Doesn't make sense. So that's a superpower. And I think it's so important that we know what the fucking truth is. The truth, because everybody's lying to each other. They're all cheating. They're all doing it. Most of them. And that's... You know what? Not shame on them because it's like, fuck, you learned it from your father and your father learned it from his and your mother learned it from hers and shit gets passed down and is piled on top of you. And the more shit that's on top of you, the harder it is to get out of that fucking shit because it smells so good. I like the smell of my own shit. Really?
I think we should think about poop entirely different. Like, think about it, all this shit. Like, we should think about manure.
I do believe this.
Let's really think about our poop here. Let's think about
What are we gonna do with
compost,
it?
and we think about
Well, first of all, I'm not taking anybody's poop who's eating the shit that they're eating. Okay, because that kind of
Yeah.
shit we don't need. We don't need. But you can compost if you're eating good food. You can compost your own shit. Why not?
I think it's a great idea.
I think it's
I
a
think
great
it's a
idea.
great idea
Your
to
diet
think
has to
about
be.
the
Yeah.
things that we put in our bodies. I think
Okay.
it's a really good thing to think about the stuff that if what we're pooping out is so toxic that we wouldn't compost it like any other animal thing. We could really look at that. Maybe we should talk about that, and we should talk about the food that we eat and how things are manufactured and made and what we buy and where we spend our. We should talk about all of those things, all those things.
Yep. I'm right on. Hold on. You know what? Sometimes you just give it time and you hold it back just a little bit more. It has a longer lasting effect. You get more of it in your system. So, I don't know, kids out there that watch this, watch me, because that you'll know if I change and why, and is it a good thing or a bad thing. Where were we? So we were talking about what?
You're back.
Compost, and I think we should. I gave my compost that I was working on all winter. I gave it to the neighbor. She's doing a whole thing of fucking vegetables and shit. So I gave her all my compost. I gave her all my pots. So she's the gardener. And I don't know, just down here, I thought there was a community kind of feel happening on the other side. There was this big terrace, so I donated a table. The girl came over and said, well, that's just ours. It's obvious like it's for everybody. Anyways, like, I hope that, was that a gift or me? I thought about it. I said, okay, it's a gift. I guess I give it to you.
They teach them young. They teach them young, man.
But then, what I did yesterday is I said, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't think it's a good thing. And I told her reasons why. And I made I don't know. What can you do with ignorance, dude? And, like, the small little territories that people are fucking carving out for themselves in this small-minded. It takes away from community. It's like, what the shit are you doing? You're the one who has to go. Not any one of us. Like, we've got our rough edges and shit, right? But we can fucking get along with each other in the end of the day. It's you, And the ones. Ooh, and they're in every family. But yes, I think we should compost. A lot more. And eat better.
Yeah, teach our kids to garden.
Well,
We should teach it in our schools.
it's
And we
mandatory. It
should.
should be mandatory when they're teaching. If we're gonna continue doing education like we have been, we gotta teach the right shit. The teachers that may be there may not even be the right teachers now. Maybe they gotta find a new job. Maybe. Just because they went in for fucking whatever doesn't mean that they're a fucking good teacher. Are they teaching the right things? Are they teaching gardening? Are they teaching home ec? Are they teaching, all these electives now? What are electives? Well, they're the things like art. Fuck off. Art's an elective. You shithole.
Yeah, it's the kids and the elders have a lot to offer. They have a lot to offer. And I think that there was a time when there was more learning and teaching amongst a more diverse range of ages.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that's missing a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Like, no one's listening from the one spectrum to the next, right? And then, like, it's like nobody values anybody anymore. It's like everybody's disposable. It's the stupidest thing that you could ever do. So it makes very little
Mostly
sense
because
to me.
everyone's so stuck in the process and procedure of things and the rules and regulations that have established and set up. And
Who
then
gives them a
again, we go
fucking
back to
job? They
this
like
is the
fill
way
it
that we've done it. This is the way that we've always done it.
form
And until something
fillers.
catastrophic happens, like this, what is happening, and then you realize, oh, we're not generating the revenue for taxpayers' dollars to fund schools, and then suddenly parents have it back in their plates of teaching their own children. Well, how far from that center point did we get, creating all these systems and laws and lottery money going towards schools or whatever systems that we want to try to generate this money for? It's just like, how about everybody do what they love doing? And if you want to teach kids, that's what you do.
Yeah.
If you want to nurture, then do that. If you love babies, work with babies. If you love elderly, and then do that. If you love cleaning, do that.
But don't
And
do
let's
it if
not-
you don't want to do it. You know, it's like, fuck, don't do it
and
anymore.
value
You're
a
done.
doctor more than a janitor. Like everyone has necessary. Let's talk about things that
Yeah.
are essential. Moms, dads are essential. You know, what kind of work are we talking about? What is it that we're all doing all day long? We're eating Starburst. We're using Starburst. What kind of Starburst? Minis? Mini Starburst? Oh, I love things that are miniature. Miniature Starburst. I want to see what. What are you gonna do first? Which one are you gonna eat first? What's your favorite?
I tend to like orange. But I like them
Guess
all.
what people's least favorite?
Well, here was my feeling.
They're not
It was-
individually wrapped?
I thought
you don't
it-
have to unwrap them?
I take them all at the same time. It's good this way. And you find out. It's like you're biting into a fucking rainbow. I just blew your mind. I blew my own mind. That was good weed. I wish I had more. I will tomorrow. It has to happen. I tell you what. The pain that I went through, I still go through, I can still feel it. Oh, the rare experience.
Going
But for-
through that,
but for
was
some-
it a weird experience or the healing process as the experience?
Well, the whole thing, because, like, even today, like, I know that for some reason it's going to be on my terms that I die. I've known this, right? That's a proof of it. And I don't take extraordinary risks, really. But if need be, I can live anywhere. I live up north, south, east, west, doesn't matter. I'll go anywhere. Kids will find their way. They have extra means, right? I'll find my way because I know I'm always good. I always align myself with the best.
You choose well. You choose very well.
But then I get burned sometimes. But you know you're going to get burned in the end by these people. You know you do. Because you're...
So are you the kind of person that thinks like that you go through these relationships so that the relationship teaches you something like
I think I'm building relationships. That's what I think I'm doing. Every time. It's like, okay, we know what happened. Are we good? Because both got to know. That's all. And then I'm good. It's like, you can't hurt me enough to make me hate you.
You can't let the bastards get you down though, because in somewhere in that there is a knowing. When you see that there is that knowing on
They
on
played
two
with your
parties,
mind. They
and that
try
the
to play
other
with your
party
mind.
is just a dick. They're just dicks.
So, if we're separating the mind from the heart, the mind has a lot to heal from. Some to heal from that experience, that trauma. The mind has to heal from that. It's been kicked around a lot. And then the mind games, right? That they played. So they tortured me, right? I'm when I say torture, it's like, I think, well, people just say, oh yeah, he thinks he was tortured, but he really wasn't.
No, it was torture in
it
every
was torture.
literal sense.
It was
It
torture.
wasn't, you're not being descriptive, colorful words there.
And if you know, like if you're my family, let's say, if you know that, you would think that that would be like the number one family concern at this point, because he's never asked for anything, ever. Right? Oh, what? I asked you for $100 last time? Okay, you got me. Oh shit. Yeah, that was whew. You said I was good on that, right? Ever since. I've been good, right? But it's like everybody turns your... Even if you're doing something that requires a handout. Here's why. You're the only one in your field doing your job. And you don't get paid for it. And you know. People know me. If they know me, they know me.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? People know me, like, know me. What does that mean?
They know things of me that make little sense because I've forgiven again and again and again. But they have not reciprocated in a large degree. Some of them. Some of them know that you'll never not love them, so they take advantage of you.
Yes.
And they pick you apart. And you put up with it a little bit because you kind of, well, enjoy the company to an extent, but you know it's dragging you down. You'd probably be better by your fucking self. So this is where everybody finds themselves. But the majority of people are still doing the same old fucking things and thinking it's normal. Well, it's not. It's not normal to have a government that shuts down an entire planet, it's like it's one government. For sure it's one government. They all need each other. They're all interconnected, right? So it's the people that own these governments and the banks and the system. And these are easy fixes, man.
So I've wondered, do you think that our state is more about the economics and resetting our economic system, not being able to do that, powers that be? Is that what have you ever thought that this is what this is actually about?
Our main, I think one of our main things, I don't think it is the main, the root of it is like something like pride. Like the root. It's like, I'm always right and I'm better than you. And you are wrong or crazy or anything because you've gone against the grain, right? But you find that in your, I'm sure. Hey, bud.
But you can see socially on a bigger scale, like what people do when left to govern themselves, and there's such a learning curve or personal accountability.
Well, you get
there's just a breaking point where it's like, oh fuck, we got to clean up our own streets. You know, it's
we
like,
do, we absolutely do because we're the only ones that'll do it. You see, what's lacking in all these professions, government, banks, and all these places, it's compassion. Number one is missing is compassion. So love. You cannot be a greedy person and give compassion at the same time. It doesn't exist anywhere near each other. Polar opposites. And one's good.
I think unfortunately there's a part of where, where they talk about in religion, Christianity especially, and I don't know that much about any other type of religion, but where we're taught to not be natural, man. That is that we shouldn't be like beast. We're different. We are separate from this or that, whatever.
Oh, how can we be separate from it? That's a silly idea to think that we're separate from it.
I'm not sure, and it seems like there's more destruction by separating ourselves from it.
But it's endorsed by the church. It's endorsed by the government. It's like they all want you to be separate entities. When, in actual fact, no. You know what? You're better off when you live in a fucking community. That's when you're better off, when you surround yourself with people with different skill sets and with a common goal of living together in unity. That's it. That's when you're at your best. Because guess what? You get to do whatever you want.
I think we confuse living with making a living, like you're saying, though, where it's about greed or these things. It becomes monetary. It becomes about a stockpile of things. We've gone away from living, and it's about making a living and economic.
Yeah. I'm gonna get going, man. Sorry to cut you off.
It's okay.
Yeah, I really apologize. Have a good night. I'll talk to you.
Good.
I'll talk to you some other time. Hey, why are you my friend?
Mm.
I don't even like you that much. See, and then he goes like all like rogue and he messes your life up, That's the guy. Oh yeah, I knew he was. No, I'm not. I've never. You're the best. You get me. Melanie.
It's neat. It's neat. It's neat to experience. It's neat to experience. Really, it's neat to experience somebody as if it's yourself.
Hi, me. Hi, other me. Yeah,
Hi.
that's fun, man.
Hi.
All right, have a good night. I'll talk to you later.
Ciao.